What is going on, you beautiful, beautiful people? I am joined here with the illustrious Dallas Tronsdal.
Most illustrious indeed.
Sadly, our what would you call Josiah? Our disciple? I don't even know what that means.
My compatriot, disciple, whatever.
Yes, our patriot Josiah couldn't make it today, but we were going to take advantage and talk about a story where he wasn't there, so he would probably be like not as intrigued. So what we're going to talk about today is one of the craziest camping experiences me and, well, at least me, probably Dallas as well, have ever had.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's called Jackman Creek.
Yeah. And I think as we say the story, we should just literally spare no detail, like lay it all out. So you started this. You found out about it, right? From the video.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what had happened was I was interested in Bigfoot research because, I think they're real. And there's this YouTuber, I don't know what the heck his name is, but he researches Bigfoot, and apparently he lives in Washington. And I'm not worried about telling you guys it's in Washington because you will never go there. There's no reason unless you're Riley and I to go.
Yeah, good luck if you do.
Yeah, good luck. But he said that this specific area, Jackman Creek, it's like a valley, a ravine along the Skagit River. And I actually no, it's not the Skagit River, it's Jackman Creek. But it's very treacherous. Like basically, we'll get into it, but it's essentially thorn bushes the entire way. Devil's Club.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
For a reason.
Yeah.
But he said that he had been to that area, and I spoke with him a little bit after the fact, and he had heard some of the same sounds that we heard, which we'll get into.
Wow.
But yeah, so we decided we'd trek out and go take a look for ourselves. What are your thoughts, Riley, about the beginning of the adventure?
So before this, I'm trying to think of how many camping trips we've gone on together before. There were at least two, I would think.
Yeah,
So
we did
just
one.
me and you.
Yeah, one of them was like really far out there, and then we went to Diablo Lake and stayed in that campsite.
Mm-hmm.
But,
oh, right, yeah. So I mentioned that because each time we've gone camping, we realized another thing, like, okay, well, shoot, we do not need to bring that, or we need to bring this next time, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
this was in our beginning stages of figuring out that. So we packed up what we thought we needed and drove. It's actually not, I mean, I don't know, an hour or so away, at least the dirt trail. Now, the dirt trail, if you guys, live in a state where there aren't many hikes or no dirt trails, I don't know, or dirt roads, sorry. Dirt roads, there's dirt roads that are like smooth, and then there are dirt roads like the Jackman Creek one. Is it Jackson or Jackman?
Jackman, because it's a logging road, just
Okay,
logging
yeah.
tracks.
So there's like crazy potholes and it's literally one of my biggest fears, literally in life. Mountain dirt roads, like literally. Just because there is no room. It's a two-way road, but there's like no way that two cars can go past at each other. So if one's coming down, you have to like go to the edge as far as you can, sometimes in bushes, sometimes on a cliffside, to let the other person pass. And between the potholes and the literal death drops, because you're just on the side of a cliff and there's hundreds and hundreds of feet below, and if you slipped off, you're done. I mean, really, it's honestly pretty crazy that they don't they allow like people to go on them because it is pretty
Yeah,
crazy, you know?
dangerous. Something that could go wrong really easily in a
Yeah,
situation.
man. And knowing that it was an active logging trail, logging road, we knew that semi trucks drive on these roads, and we're worried
Full of
about drive.
logs.
Huh?
Full of logs. They can't
Yeah,
stop.
dude. Oh my God. And turn really well. It's like, but so usually, so do you happen to know or recall how long that dirt road was?
7 miles.
Okay, so 7 miles, you think 7 miles, that's gonna be light work. But when you're going, like,
Took us 45 minutes.
okay, so we're probably going like at max 5 miles per hour, a little faster, I'm not sure. And that's
Maybe
like
10.
max. When there's like when we can see ahead and it's smooth road, but a lot of the time we're literally going as slow as the car can go just because there's crazy potholes and a death drop. So just to get there, to get to the beginning of the road, it was an hour or so. And then that's just to get to the start of the dirt road. And then it took, like Dallas said, 45 minutes. And it was a long 45 minutes just because how stressful it was. Um, but yeah, so we finally got there. And I think we were having trouble finding it at first. Were we?
Yeah, we took a wrong turn.
Yeah, and it was like so far that we were like, is this are we still on the right thing?
Yeah, we found it, and we started to go up, and that was pretty simple. Like, for you as the driver, it must have been different. Like every time I drive up I seem to get like kind of like balls of steel whenever I'm doing that. Like I just don't think about the edge. I just keep on going. But for you, I cannot imagine how terrifying that was. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
but
mean, you just never
when
know. The car is just
when
gonna have a mind of its own or something, or
it
slip.
did,
Yeah.
that would be really tricky to recover someone off the side of that cliff, even whether they're alive or dead. That
Yeah,
would be
they'd
a
be
lot.
recovering just corpses at the bottom. Um,
Yeah.
but uh so we were looking for okay, so basically what the dirt road essentially was the dirt road started at the bottom like sea level, let's just call it sea level, and then it goes up a mountain and then down the entire mountain and to a valley which is literally just in between two mountains, is that correct?
Yeah.
Right, and the creek is at the bottom of the valley.
Yeah. I think we were up about 5,000, 6,000 feet when we got there.
Wow,
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, so we were looking for a bridge, and we didn't know what type of bridge, but it turned out it'd just be like this super super small bridge, so we just parked there. I mean, this was not a camping spot by any means, or a camping site, you know what I mean? Like, it was just a logging road and woods, that was it. and
Yeah.
and again, the sole purpose was to have fun, obviously camping, but also there were reports of Bigfoot activity over here. So we park just somewhere right next to the bridge and start. And how we camp usually is we put it all on our backs, either on our backs or holding it. We don't take more than one trip. Um, so yeah, like as Dallas was saying, you can take the story from here.
No. All right. Well, yeah, we parked in the area where we parked. Like it was. I'll get to like that, but got our stuff from the car. For some reason, I brought a bow and arrow with me, thinking I could kill a squirrel,
Right.
which was the most ridiculous decision I've ever made. It just we ended up leaving it behind.
Hmm.
So we crawled down this little path along the side of the bridge, and just immediately, there's Devil's Club like thick ass bushes just blocking our path. So we're chopping through it with our machetes.
And if anybody doesn't know what Devil's Club is, explain to them, please.
Devil's Club is a very thick, it's kind of like a blackberry bush, but from hell. And it, like, that shit could kill you if it, like, if you fell on it and it hit your neck or something. Like,
yeah. And they
done.
stick in you, and they're very difficult to pull out. So we just had the machete and we're just going through.
Yeah, I remember my pants after that journey, they were torn up.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like essentially, oh, also remember we had Preston. Preston was going to come with us.
Right. That is a whole nother twist to this story
Yeah.
that makes it so much more complicated. You want to explain that?
Yeah. So Preston was going to come with us. And we lost cell reception right around right around halfway up the mountain. So essentially we didn't have any way to communicate with him. So when we got there, first we drove back down and sent him a text. And the text, I just remember this now. We told him exactly our plan. We're parked alongside the road 7 miles up. We're gonna follow the creek. We're gonna go up the creek and meet us if you can. And buy an emergency locator beacon. We'll pay you back later. And then we went back up the mountain, and we didn't hear from him until we got back. Thankfully, he did not come. That would have been a nightmare. So along the way, we were cutting through these Devil's Club, and I was cutting little notches in the tree so Preston would be able to see where we're coming. And we left him little trails of top ramen. And we just picked that top ramen up on the way back. But as we were going, it was pretty endless. Like, it's weird where your mind goes in a situation like that, because what we're trying to do is find a place to set our camp.
Yeah. And it was just so thick.
Yeah, it was too thick.
Just a flat, open area to camp.
Tell them about that part of when we found it.
Yeah, so it took us. See, the thing is, like, we didn't go that far, but I mean, this happened so long ago, it was years ago, so it's kind of messing my head, but it's literally felt like, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour just to go probably 100 yards.
Yeah, like, I bet we might have made 400 yards in an hour. Like,
okay, 400 yards. So not that far from the road, but it was like we were just going so slow.
And it was up and down the side of the hill.
Yeah.
Like, we had to find a path we could navigate.
Exactly. We're trying to follow the creek and everything like that. And we were literally, it was just so thick we couldn't find anything, but we finally stumbled across this giant tree that have tumbled down, fell over, and we were like, I guess let's camp underneath that. And
No,
it wasn't beautiful. Dude, that really was, like, talk about sleeping with nature, you know. So it wasn't pretty at all. Like, it was decently open, but underneath the tree we had to do a heck of a lot of landscaping, I guess you could say, and just clearing it out for a tent, and we hung a tarp over the whole tree and just set up camp there, and that was cool. It was right next to
we put the tent underneath the tarp.
Right.
And I remember before we had that even set down, I was clearing out the roots and stuff, and then Riley comes and takes the machete from me. He's like, "This is how you do it." He cleared it out perfectly.
Yeah, and then I sent you to get the firewood, or you went out and got the firewood, and then that's where we realized everything is completely soaked, all the wood, right?
Everywhere. Because this is the thing, that entire area in the wintertime, it doesn't get sunlight for 4 months. for 4 months.
Right.
Probably if it had been 3 months, any piece of wood we saw there had seen the light. So no evaporation. Everything is permanently soaked,
Yeah.
even down to the core almost.
Yeah. Just the way the sun is angled and the mountains, how deep the ravine is. It's just the sun literally never touches it. So it never had a chance to dry up. So we still tried. We still gathered as much as we could. And you know, we're not like crazy survival experts. I'm sure some survival expert could have found a way, but we're also not idiots. You know, we tried for like hours looking for stuff, trying new things, and we would get smarks and smoke, but couldn't keep a flame basically. Um, so that was a cold night. That first night, we just chilled, ate. I think, did we have a propane cooker?
Yes, we did.
Okay, we have like a little propane like flame thing where you can set a pan on there or a pot to make top ramen or sear some meat or whatever. So we had top ramen and probably were warming ourselves slightly from the propane fire thing, but it honestly didn't, it just wasn't working for us. So that first night was a very cold one, and that's when we realized how cold it was going to be, because we were going to be there for 2 nights, 3 days, 2 nights. And do you remember what time of year we went?
February, dead of winter.
Yeah, right, like literally. And we actually, I mean, and it was decent weather too. So we were like, you know what, let's just go. We're dying to camp. Let's rock. So what are you sipping on?
Smirnoff.
Radio.
Smirnoff Ice.
Nice. That stuff good?
That's pretty good, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so now there were 2 nights, obviously. So I know one of the nights was crazy. Was it the first or the second?
Well, which night? When it was cold?
The crazy cold one.
Oh, that was the first night.
Okay. Yeah.
Because yeah, we finally gave up on trying to start a fire. That was quite the experience. Your brain really goes into a survival mode. You're not really thinking about when we were trying to start the fire. I don't think we even felt the cold. Like,
Yeah.
when we got into the tent finally, you know, first we had a few drinks, did what we did, and just we got in our sleeping bags, and like I think we must have just stayed up and talked for a little bit about how crazy that day had been.
Yeah.
And like I really love times like that. The time when it's all over and you're just finally settled down. It's a really peaceful experience.
I agree. And just really quick to add on what you're saying, like I don't want to make anybody think that this is like grueling or not fun. Even when, you know, we're struggling so much to make a fire and we're in the thick of it, we're still goofing, we're talking, and we know as it's happening, this is so awesome. And you know, it's just so fun being out there. And like Dal said, once it's all done, we just get into our tent and just chill, have some drinks, and like just, you know, do what we do.
Wait till Renee sees this.
She's like, I knew y'all were gay.
So she was telling me right before I left to do this podcast. Yeah. But like the deepest part of our adventures to me, or how it changes you. Like just going through that one day and that night and the day after that, and every adventure we've been on, like you learn how to survive and enjoy the tough times. Like, because life is amazing going through that. And now just to get to where I'm going, we got in the tent. Once we finally started, we stopped talking and and yes, we were just talking. We got into our sleeping bag, started to go to sleep, and Riley had some super sleeping bag that
Yeah, I had a really
it's
big one that I had to like hold. It was probably I don't know, 3 feet wide and like just really nice. And it would have been one that like you can't pack on your backpack. I was holding it. Um,
yeah.
and I was thinking, man, I shouldn't have brought this. It's so annoying to bring on the way there, but thank God I did. And you
And
had one that was packed in your bag, like a really small one.
yeah, and I didn't think it was gonna get much below 30 degrees, but
Mm-hmm.
turned out it was because I had a little thermometer on my backpack that you just clip onto it, and it was the last time I checked it. That was before we went in. It was 0 degrees,
Yeah,
and then
and it felt like it.
because get this, like we went outside one more time before we went to sleep, and it was so moist there that at night it was at daytime it was kind of misty, almost like fog,
Mm-hmm.
but the fog froze. So we went out there and the air is sparkling,
Yeah,
shining.
yeah.
That was one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen.
Seriously, dude.
So we got in yeah, seriously. But we got back in the tent and like I just told Riley, I'm fucking freezing. I can't think you asked how I was doing or something. I'm
Yeah.
like, not good.
Yeah. And
But
we this was before we realized we needed the sleeping pads, and we were literally just had like, all of our clothes on basically. It was below us was dirt. The dirt we cleared up underneath the tree, the tent, and then the sleeping bag was all. And we had a bunch of like all of our clothes, all of our socks and everything on. And yeah, Dallas's sleeping bag, I mean, it might as well have been like a grocery bag.
side note, I had an idea. For our next camping trip, we should go back there to that same log.
I'm down to go there again, but my dad told me about this camping, the spot we're going to, and apparently that is just mind-blowingly amazing that
Uh,
it's just a must. And we haven't done it in a while. And
yeah, we
Ronnie
do
is
that.
probably coming, right?
Yeah,
So
seriously.
you don't
Let's
want,
do that. Let's do that. But anyway, you tell them about the sleeping experience.
but I'm down to go there again for sure. Actually, I said that, but then the mountain road, dude, it's so, and then
I'll,
I don't
I'll
know.
drive.
I honestly don't know if I can do it again.
I'll
Um,
drive. Don't worry.
I don't know if that makes it better. I mean, it's just the fact that even like a professional driver it's just freaky. It's like literally one of my worst fears, dude.
Don't fear death, my brother.
I don't fear death. I fear tumbling down a mountain and not dying. Then again, it would make a good vlog.
Yes.
Guys, my spine is poking out currently. So, um, yeah. So that night, honestly, I wasn't that cold. I was decently chilly, but that sleeping bag was like a crazy sleeping bag.
Yeah.
It was probably, I don't know, 30 pounds or something. And yours was probably like 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was pretty much chilling the first night, and you were like dying. Um, so we also had a candle that we lit, correct?
Yep.
Yes, we
We
had a
lit the
candle.
candle, set it on the floor. That was tricky in itself, but continue.
Yeah, with all these adventures, you never really sleep good while camping, I mean, at least the camping that we do, where it's like balls deep and like, basically Bear Grylls stuff. Actually,
Yeah.
Bear Grylls is like he's in a hotel.
Yeah,
But
we go deeper than Bear Grylls for sure.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so I completely forgot what I was even talking
The
about.
only place I ever slept good was in Alaska.
Mm,
I slept
right. Yeah, same. That was actually beautiful.
That was amazing because it was just so. Yeah. Anyway, we put. There was a point where I'm like, Riley, it's cold and I'm going to die. Because at that point, I think it was colder than 0 degrees. It had to have
Yeah,
been at least negative 10 degrees
yeah,
Fahrenheit.
I believe.
And um, I told him, "Can we put up the space blanket?" And he's like, "Come on, man,
Yeah,
come
because I didn't
on."
want to get out. Like we got out, I think I went out to like pee or something, and it was literally the coldest I've ever experienced ever. And I know just getting out and like doing all that, and I knew the inside of the tent was like had water all inside it, so we were planning on taping it to the edge. And I'm like, it's just not gonna work. But then I realized how much pain you were in and you're truly suffering. I was like, let's put that biatch up.
Yeah, and that was really tricky because tape does not work on wet surfaces. I don't
Yes.
actually remember
We
how we
tied
got it
it.
up.
We tied it. We cut holes in it and then put strings. They're little like hook things that just come in tents, and they're just basically placed everywhere conveniently. And I think we just like tied it on somehow. But that helped. So basically a space blanket was the ceiling of us, so all of our heat would be radiating off.
Yeah, and so that we had that, and the candle was lit, and it
Mhm.
is amazing. It was one of those little candles with 3 wicks, and that I had to say it must have raised the temperature in there to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. 40
Yeah,
degrees.
it changed,
40,
dude.
40 degrees difference from one little candle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bring candles, ladies and gentlemen.
And
It's
so,
crazy.
and so I finally got to sleep, and through the whole night, we're waking up because we both just kind of our instincts keep us alive, keep us awake sometimes, or they wake
Mm-hmm.
us to check the candle because our
Yeah,
minds, even if
exactly.
we're asleep, there's a fire right next to us that we could roll
Yeah,
over onto.
yeah. So that's actually an interesting thing. We just subconsciously would wake up, check the candle, and then basically go back to sleep. Like in Alaska with the heater, we'd wake up, look at it, and then, turn it off or whatever, or whatnot. But that's really crazy. It's like you're more present when you're sleeping than maybe you think. Or we're just getting like terribly quality sleep. Probably both.
Yeah, but yeah, we did that, and then finally woke up the next morning, and I don't remember if we tried to make a fire in the morning or not.
Well, for one, we
We
work we woke up in a winter wonderland. Everything was like everything was looked like uh in SpongeBob, like future. Everything was chrome practically. And we were like, holy crap.
everything froze. All the moisture froze overnight, and
Yeah.
I snowed a little bit. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
It's almost just like it didn't snow maybe, but like every single water droplet froze and it turned to snow. It was like snow that was in the water form already on the ground, but just freeze.
yeah, it was beautiful. I remember we woke up and we're just like, wow.
Hmm.
And but we made a decision because we know that we couldn't stay another night there. We probably would have survived, but it would have been dangerous.
We couldn't stay
So
another night there without a fire.
without without a fire, exactly. So we packed. Actually, we didn't pack anything,
Yeah.
just car keys,
Yeah.
and we did that whole hour-long trek through the Devil's Club and got back to the car. Um, I grabbed my bow and put it in the car, and we headed down off the mountain to go get some firewood. And
Yeah.
we went to a restaurant, had the best
I
meal of our
forgot.
lives.
Yeah, dude. And we went to a restaurant, got like a breakfast, and it was so amazing.
Yeah, that was truly a harrowing and amazing experience. And
Yeah.
literally, that was the most satisfying breakfast I've ever had. We had coffee. I don't remember if we had a beer in the morning. I don't think so, but
We may
like
have.
we may have. And we just walk in there looking like mountain men. And
Literally,
I'm looking
that's
at
what
these
we
people
were.
like I remember the lady. I'm like, yeah, I just got, I just got off the mountain.
Yeah, I'm like, I knew Dallas was gonna say something like that. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it's so
man.
funny. Dallas is
Mm,
so smooth with the waiters. Doesn't matter if they're 80 years old or 20 years old. He's gonna be smooth. But then again, he's a married man now, so those are old. Those days are past him. But yeah,
yeah,
so we went
Rania, she
to,
was old. Don't worry.
huh?
I said Rania, she was old. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But go ahead, continue with the next part.
Yeah, so we went to, I believe we just went to get firewood. Literally just a bundle of firewood. We probably got a couple bundles and probably some extra stuff. I don't know, some propane maybe. So got that, got breakfast, and made our trek back up the dirt road. Terrifying. So we made that trek 4 or 5 times if you include the time we went back for Preston. 5 times. Not fun for me.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, we got back and started a fire pretty much instantly, and we and gosh dang, that felt nice having the fire out there. That changed the game.
Uh,
Yeah,
seriously, like who? And
just
I
having
think it
a
kept the fire. It kept the fire going the whole time we were there.
yeah.
After that,
Yeah, exactly. You
but
know,
I don't even know what we did that whole day. What did we do?
I mean, that's what we do basically always. We just sit and chill.
Yeah.
We just explore the area. We chill. Um, there's quite a few of these camping trips we'll go into. Oh yeah, and this is a side note just for Dallas, but it reminded me what I just said about the other camping trips. Remember this?
Yes. Wow.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
we'll tell that story one day. Um,
Oh,
um, that's a crazy one, but to say the least. So yeah, we just had a fire lit the whole time, and was that night worse, colder, or not as cold?
way better because we had the candle and the space blanket the whole time.
True. Yeah, and our body temperature was already raised because of the fire we had all day, and
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean that basically was it. And can there's something I want to say about the drive home, but is there any other part of the story you think we've missed?
Well, just how absolutely frozen everything was. There were a great number of streams frozen entirely,
Right,
like
true.
like whole rushing streams just frozen, like almost like little miniature waterfalls.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's like Chronicles of Narnia, the Ice
Yes,
Queen.
exactly.
Like seriously crazy stuff.
We should
But
have asked
that
for a
was
Turkish delight.
right. Of course you can have a Turkish delight.
Yeah. Hot cocoa. uh, yeah, dude. But like the perspective that you get from these trips is something that can would never be able to be bought, would never be able to be learned from reading a book. You have to
No,
do it. You have to struggle. It's like I mean, it's mind blowing and it changes your life. I know me and Dallas have talked about of nauseum about this, but it is literally something we believe eh, you should do at least once in your life. Go balls deep, sleep in the cold, have a root sticking in your spine the whole night, and
hmm
and just come back and go to a restaurant and take a warm shower, and that will be the best restaurant and the best shower, and you lay in your bed, and you will reappreciate every single thing, from the carpet to your walls to your roof to everything. You look at everything differently.
Completely, like simply amazing. So go do it, guys.
Seriously.
Go do it.
One thing I want to say about the drive back. So a couple of times we actually did run into semi trucks, and it was scary as crap. But one of the the scariest moment is we were driving back. We were done. We packed everything up, and we were driving back, and it was at the most sketchy part where to the right of us, 1,000 feet drop easily into the ravine. We would have landed probably in the creek. There's your cat. We would have landed in the creek, and there we see an excavator on the road, and we're like, okay, we're just gonna wait, because obviously you can't pull over to the right or the left. There's just no way. So I'm like giving him plenty of space, because I didn't want him to think that we were like rushing him. You know what I mean? So I guess he saw us, and there he goes, pulling to the right, and literally he was probably his rails were probably a foot off, and he must have had so much control and done that thousands of times or something to have that much confidence to literally give us a car's length to go around him. We just kept thinking, it's like, what would we do if he fell off right there? You know what I
I
mean?
thought it was gonna. I didn't think the side of the cliff was strong enough to support it.
Literally, I mean, it's just a bunch of loose rocks. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
God bless that man.
That guy has titanium testicles.
Seriously.
Titanium.
Titanium. Holy yeah. Yeah, God bless him. But
Yeah,
go
man.
do something like that, because it'll change your life.
Yeah, it will.
Forever.
It will. Whether it's good or bad, well, it'll change it positively. I'm saying whether the experience is good or bad, you will come out of it a different person, and
A better person.
yeah, a better person for sure. I mean, truly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just one of the many exciting. I don't think we've ever had a boring camping trip where nothing crazy happened.
Never. The only one that was like very mediocre was the time at Diablo Lake, because
Exactly. Literally just in a camping site, but we're gonna have to revisit that in our mind and try and remember if anything crazy happened.
I think we just explored, but
Also,
I despise camping sites, literally with a
yeah,
passion.
yeah. I mean, if you're going out with like a bunch of friends and maybe some people that haven't camped before, and they want to do that, sure. It's just, it may as well not even be camping. It is, but there's camping, and then there's balls deep camping. You know what I mean? So, I had something to say, but I forgot. Yeah, forgot. But yeah, gosh dang it, I hate that. I knew I had something to say. Oh yeah, I'm getting a tattoo, Dallas.
What kind of tattoo?
It says "Follow your dreams" right here.
That'll be so amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. Yeah. No, I'm gonna get my Pearson Visuals logo on my leg.
That's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Lenny and I are gonna get matching tattoos eventually.
Nice, dude. Yeah. I'd like to get some Fibonacci tattoo. I mean, of course, I'm gonna get a bunch of tattoos, but we gotta have some like really, really meaningful Fibonacci tattoo.
Yeah, for
Gotta
real.
think of what it is, but yeah.
That would be dope.
But yeah, I hope you beautiful souls enjoyed this episode. And yeah, anything else to say, Dallas?
Nope. Just go do things that you would never do. Go to the places where nobody else is, because there's a reason they're not there, and That's the reason you should be there. So
Exactly.
go do it.
Go get some
Go
perspective
do it.
for free. All right. Thank you everybody for watching. Peace.
Peace.